I think I hear the door. Miss James.
There he is. Still had 10 seconds to spare. What's your rush?
We did.
Just barely.
Barely.
I hear they're counting tardies now, so I gotta be careful.
Okay, and it is now 5 o'clock, so we will call the December 8th meeting of the Delphi Redevelopment Commission to order. And could we go around and make introductions, please? Miriam.
Mary Merson, Redevelopment Commission Attorney.
Christina Langsdorff, Mayor appointee to the commission.
Danny Myers, Delphi City Council.
Spencer Kangaroo, Delphi City Council.
Gabriel Yates, City Delphi Mayor.
Anita Whirling, Mayor appointee.
And Mike Tetrell, Mayor appointee.
Janet Telfer, Carroll County Economic Development, Delphi Redevelopment Commission Administrator.
Or gets alongs. Okay, first order of business is the approval of the minutes from the November 10th meeting, which in your packet.
Make a motion to approve the November 10th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Second.
There's a motion with second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next is a review of our financial status, and Shannon, would you mind taking us through that?
On December 1st, the amount that is in the account is $177,989.10. This is before the claims of today that are approved. It's the same amount as it was last month.
Are there any questions? I don't think we formally need to approve that. Do we? No. I don't think. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. Is there a consensus?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have two invoices. The first that we'll deal with is from RME Insurance in Flora. And this is just a renewal of our surety bonds for the commission. There always is a list of commissioners that goes with this, and since we don't know who those people will be in January, since our appointment is an annual appointment from January through December, that will get modified, but the invoice amount will not change.
Motion we approve the Army insurance bond.
I second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. The second invoice is one that will require a little bit of explanation. This is from Baker Tilly, and it's for services that they have provided in preparation of the TIF report. And you may recall this was a not to exceed amount of 11,915, which we approved as a board. The amount of time that they spent to compile the report and do the research was considerably longer. And they have really gone over the gross fees that they incurred for the report. By their report is to 24,415. So they are requesting that we help them with that adjustment and contribute another $5,000. This is technically not something that we need to do. And Mary, if you would like to speak to this,
Well, you approved not to exceed, they agreed to not to exceed, they can be bound by the not to exceed amount. It is twice the proposed amount, so that's, I mean, they theoretically, they should be experienced enough to know, or should have come to you if this was something unusual that would have required additional time and cost. That said, they are a very good firm, they're top in their field. It would be, since they have offered to give you a credit for some of that, it would certainly be worth your consideration to agree to that if you so choose.
Can I ask some questions?
sure.
So they did not come to you or anyone and say, oh, it looks like we're gonna go over.
I don't recall that, Shannon. They probably would have contacted you.
And they did not.
And
So-
is there something that they said, oh, this happened? And we never expected it.
Well, there were changes that were made to TIF at the state, but I'm not sure that that affected this year as much as it will affect next. And anybody respond to that or?
For tips.
Yeah.
Alone. I don't see, that's not gonna be their focus area. Don't see a lot of changes. James and I don't see a lot of changes, what they have now for 2026 changes or 2027. 2028, maybe, but
Yeah, so the only thing that really, I mean, that I could see would be if there were implications on, as a result of Senate Bill 1 or Senate Rollback 1, that would inflict, create challenges with any debt that was issued, but. that's the
right.
only thing I could
That,
see.
that as far as, yeah, that whole, all that language is one big,
Right.
yeah, but I don't think any of the language within that's already been settled, it's gonna change.
It's, yeah, shouldn't say much anything
Does
current.
that answer your question?
It might be nice to know why it was double their proposed amount,
Yeah,
that's
that's
pretty
cool.
significant. I mean, like I said, they are a good provider and they
And he
do.
did
They're
send
a
an
good working
email.
partner with us too, and I really don't wanna say, hey,
So they also know what every municipality is facing.
Yeah.
And so, a good heads up with everything that
this might
even
be-
this board is facing, it would have been a,
Yeah,
been
I'm not
nice to
saying
know
not
that I
to
was-
pay it, but I was just curious.
This would have been nice to know that they were running into it, but at the same time, I do understand that, work changes and stuff, I just wish they would have.
it's a very thorough report.
But, I don't have an issue with paying it, just,
I don't know if we should do a pain either. I just thought we should know if they even tried to tell us it's coming.
yeah.
Does everybody here have a copy of that report that they left last month?
Yeah.
If not, I have some.
I have
It's very thorough. Say that, they do a great job.
So I have a question on so that 11,915. Is this like a contractor comes in and gives us a bid for the work and they come back later and say, oh, I need more? Or
Kind
is,
of like that, yes.
okay, so it's not us saying, do all this work for us and we're only gonna pay you this amount. And then they end up doing more work, what we're asking took more than what we were willing to pay. This is them giving us a price. And
They
then,
gave us a price,
And
we
then they came
approved it, and then they came back with something that was considerably more.
it would be nice to know what
Mhm.
where the doubling came from. Like, just around peace of mind, I don't know.
And they were given the documentation that had a guaranteed maximum, or not guaranteed maximum price, but it had a do not exceed. So they did have that in advance.
Yes.
This might be something later on, they could cut us a break with something too.
Pardon me?
And so this might be something later on, they would cut us a break with something else. Dropping them out now.
Do you have any, I'm trying to look through my emails to see what his
Not having worked with these kind of groups before, is it pretty common for the bill to have a variation like that?
Not
no,
from them,
not what, not my-
definitely not from them, but
Okay.
least not with, want us to stop here and call the report good or continue on.
Yeah, no, that's some
Well,
discussion.
I don't think that would have been an option, because, they're pulling together the data for that report that has to get filed with the state, so, even if they had contacted us to say, hey, we've already, run through the
Yeah, you
amount,
can't just stop.
but,
This wasn't the report they delivered last month.
it was for that report and then for the filing that,
Oh, okay.
gets stuff to the state. But basically it was the data that they needed for the annual report. And of course, going back and, getting all the different areas that we have, the allocation areas, and, presumably doing the parcel checks on the lines. So,
I guess I would be okay with making a motion to approve the payment of this invoice with the stipulation of finding out why it doubled.
and
If it's hourly work, then, something, give us some actual data to ourselves. So that way we know, so that if someone asks us, be like, hey, more hours in, or
Yeah.
something.
Because this is an annual report now.
this was for the,
So
Because
maybe a
this
lot
is-
of the legwork will be done for next year, then it
Yeah.
will be considerably lower.
Or this is gonna be something
Yeah.
that we guys pay attention to for next year, be like, hey, this is what we're gonna be paying. So. That'd be my motion.
There's not a whole lot you can do when the state says you have to do it.
I would second that.
so we have a motion and a second to approve the invoice with the stipulation that we ask for documentation as far as why the increase. And also, that we indicate, I think I heard you say that a not to exceed should be a not to exceed.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Which, that's a reminder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Just as a reminder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a motion, a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, Jonathan, would you like to update us on where we are with the easements?
Yeah, for the record, Jonathan Blake, our solutions. So, first, Anita, James and I, walked the easement area with the Andersons previously. Gosh, I think we did that in July.
Been a while.
And at that point, they had shared some concerns about the location of the line, particularly in relation to their cob piles. Working with the engineer, they agreed that, certain protections could be put in the contract that would protect the cob piles, including, requiring somebody either from Anderson's or from the fire department that would be on site to look for any type of spark that would ignite those. We shared that back with the Andersons, and have been trying to reach them, but have not been getting any responses. I know I shared contact information with, I think, the mayor and Shannon. I don't know, Mayor, were you trying to reach out to them for that
At
reason?
some point when I get some time, I was gonna try to.
Okay, but you haven't reached out to them yet?
No.
Okay. Yeah, we've reached out a couple times and haven't gotten any responses, which is weird because they were very responsive there in the beginning. There were.
Is it just I know that when things go to corporate at the Andersons, it often, well, certainly the EDC has experienced.
It slows down.
Takes sometimes an inordinate amount of time, but.
I would just
still,
even
this
like to
is-
hear back from the people that we met with, hey, we've sent this on to corporate, but we haven't even heard that because we also sent the draft easement document to them
Hmm,
for them to review and make sure their legal was okay with it.
Right.
So that's the Andersons. The other one is the Carol White RAMC. Now that, you may recall, there was concern about the location of the easement in relation to their ability to basically extend lines to the south and to the east, to service that new development whenever that occurs. They were wanting to make sure that the depth of the sanitary sewer would not impact their ability to do that. In talking with the engineering firm, they felt that there would be no complications or conflicts between the sewer and the electric lines in some future state. So obviously, they can't tell us exactly how deep the sewer will be at that point because it's not been designed yet. But REMC indicated they would need approximately 3 feet of depth, and the engineer felt that it was safe that it would be underneath. Their lines would be underneath the electric lines. So we think there's enough room there to allow them to move forward with signing an agreement, and we can put that in writing. The ones that we haven't heard from at all are Garrisons still, and then we've been having trouble connecting with. I always get it wrong. Yurkus. Now I know you said you worked with them on some other issues, so I don't know if you and I.
Well, that's it. So my question would be, are we reaching out to them via information we have on Beacon, or what methods have we tried to?
So I don't have phone numbers. I've knocked at the door and I've obviously sent the certified mail, but I don't have a phone number, so I would.
And you got notice that they signed for it and did you see that? Okay.
Yes.
So, I mean, the easements are subject to eminent domain. Should we send another, certified letter, registered letter? Indicating that, basically following up with the information that we've already sent, but indicate that is a possibility.
It wouldn't hurt. I don't know that you'll get any better response with the second certified letter, although it is at least encouraging that they signed for the first one.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, everybody signed for the first one, so
Okay.
everybody.
It's Garrison and then the.
Garrison, we had a phone number for, and we were calling and got no.
Yeah, because that was a business. He's not.
That was probably the business form, maybe.
Yeah,
Right.
I
gosh, I
think
don't
you
know.
had the actual number.
Yeah, I think you provided it to me previously. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, happy to go any direction the RDC wants to endeavor, but. Need some direction.
Send it the second certified letter, definitely, so.
Yeah, that would be the first, and maybe you and I can work on the language to remind them or to advise them that eminent domain is a possibility. I mean, if we have to take the step to start filing the paperwork for eminent domain, we can. It's annoying, but it is an option, and maybe that's what it takes to get their attention. The only issue with that is then you start bringing dollars into the mix, not only the attorney's fees, but you also have to get the property appraised and get valued for, so there's more money involved. If you take the eminent domain steps. And so far as I know, the easements have been agreed to without need for compensation.
Yeah, the only one that has requested compensation is
Kirkhoff.
Yeah.
right?
Was there any
And
further
we-
discussions with them afterwards?
No, we have.
So they're set on.
Well, he has indicated what he has gotten from REMC for, now he said it was for an easement, but we've understood based on our conversation with REMC that it was actually the fee simple property. So
Yeah.
I think he's getting those two things mixed up.
Well, and if you file eminent domain and pay one person, that's not gonna stay a secret, and then you're immediately going to, you paid him.
Mhm.
So it's not optimal. If we could find somebody who knows these people and can get a conversation, that certainly would be the best. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I would try another route. I've tried a couple different routes just by mutual friends, but I'll try another route just.
But meanwhile, go ahead and send another certified
Another
mail.
certified.
And they maybe thought it was junk mail and tossed it.
Yeah.
But if they had to sign for it.
Who knows?
Yeah,
Well, and sometimes people,
There's some.
maybe they sign for it. and just-
Yes.
well, that's
You know,
true.
put a file of mail and then that's gone.
Yeah. So, I think that would probably be our next.
Yeah, Mary and I can work on that.
Maybe when you get some time, we can talk about strategy. Contacting Garrison
And
Yurkus.
eminent domain, should always be the last resort,
But
That's,
we can't continue pushing this off year over year. Um, And as far as Kirkhoff is concerned, I think, we can't market this property until we have the easements.
I think the other thing with Kirkhoff too is,
And-
my understanding is,
Yeah.
he's been supportive of the project and
Right.
he's part of the reason for the project.
Right.
So,
And as far as I know, their only issue is probably the, the money that they were out of pocket, for the,
yeah,
and, we could certainly make that as the offer to reimburse them for that.
I want to say the number they route was 30,000 an
I think
acre,
it was 35.
35 an acre. Something,
Well, the easement would be what, fraction of an acre,
like 10% of that.
but still.
Yeah.
It's-
Because-
And then, there's no crops in the field now, so your damages would be lower, so.
Yeah. Certainly another registered letter, which you'll help to draft.
We can get that sent out ASAP and then
Okay.
see what response we get.
Maybe after, well, we'll see who's appointed for next year. And
For,
for redevelopment commission. And work with whoever was on the commission.
advice, even though I just got.
And the council has to have their appointments, I think it's the first meeting, right? January. Okay, thank you, Jonathan. So the two of you will work
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And that will reference the eminent domain. But
Will there be a meeting in January?
there likely will have to be, because we'll have
Oh,
to
so you'll have
Or
to-
back where and.
get people sworn in and
Yeah.
get back to work.
Hopefully by then we can have an update
everyone
from that letter. Give people 10 days to.
So I mean, it's sort of-
Before it. Well, and
Because
unfortunately,
everybody here has.
with the US Postal Service certified mail only slows down the process more. So. You've sent,
Screeching halt.
yeah, you sent it out tomorrow, it might get there before Christmas, so.
Oh my.
Well, I can't thank the council, so we'll wait
Yeah,
till
the council
January.
has to. Good, thank you. And James, we didn't introduce you when we went around. Would you like to?
Go ahead, James Wells, Executive Director at Carroll County Economic Development.
For our big audience out there.
Everybody online.
Project updates from the mayor?
No new updates, still, other than the 218, just working through some minor hurdles that I'm sure we hope we get through, but everything, I mentioned in the previous meeting, projects that have wrapped up and winter time is here, so of course Bowen is kind of standstill, but hopefully in 2026, we have several lots that are appealing to people to buy, and we move forward with getting phase one filled, so.
Have they sold more than the one to Atkinson's, do you know?
I think that's the only one that's actually sold.
Okay.
But the last conversation I had, there was 3 or 4 that were interested in buying they were going through different models of homes they wanted. So I think that's why they did the additional foundations. So I haven't heard back on if any of them have showed complete interest, but we're ready to go once weather breaks for at least 3 that we know of. And
Good.
so, and the housing market is challenging right now across the United States. So it's not anything detrimental to what we're doing. It's just the market and everything going on in the world. So that is all I have.
Very good. So I think, is there any other business? No. There's just one last thing, and I'm going to have to make it quick.
And we got it, everybody has to ask.
Yeah.
Surprised.
I'm surprised, actually.
Even Janet.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, ready?
Ready?
I'll put my surprise face on.
And I guess that is
It's an ask.
I didn't realize this. Spencer was rushing to get here too, and I tried to get out of where I was at as quick as I could, so. I had the honor of attending a elementary school council meeting. So, and then I went to my other obligations. It was fascinating. It was,
Did you learn anything?
I loved it. I mean, they're doing, it's a leadership thing at the elementary school, and they're doing what we do in a different scale, right? So I was explaining kind of what we do, and it's just, they were all involved and their ideas were, it was wonderful. So.
So we came in together, so Shannon, this is not a huge
Well, thank
surprise
you.
for you, but
I can.
I.
Thank you. Not contagious, but you never know.
Thank you so much.
You know.
So how many years has it been?
10 or 11. What's going on 11, but yeah.
So I don't know what we're going to do without you, but I know that we're gonna have to try, but
I
thank
will
you so
help
much. You
whoever.
have just been a delight to work with and you've contributed so much to the Delphi Redevelopment Commission and to all of us,
So
so.
thank you. I know way too much.
So you was on the original mission, right? Before it took a break and came back in 23.
In when I start, 2015,
Okay, yeah.
taking minutes.
So,
So
of course, you got the commission going back up.
Well, we've been going since 2011.
Well, I mean, but it's more, we
Yeah.
didn't have a lot of
Busier.
meetings and,
Money.
right. And the tips weren't there and all that, so.
So you may have a couple of meetings a year prior to.
Right, we just had
Did
to
you have a
have,
couple a year?
we had to, because you have to approve the letters that go out to the taxing unit.
Right, so two of max,
And,
but now
the
that
annual
we're meeting almost
report,
every
so-
month and
Yeah,
full
We got
scale,
stuff going on.
so,
It's
yeah.
exciting.
And I've been here for 2 years, and I piggyback off what Mayor Worley said, you've been wonderful. You're very thorough, and
I tr-
thank you for all your help and patience with everything I've thrown at you, so.
Oh, I haven't noticed anything. I've forgotten, so you might want to get somebody younger.
So with that, is there a final motion to? Spencer, that's you, isn't it?
Yeah, motion adjourned.
I will say that.
All in favor?
Aye.
And an aye, we are adjourned.
All right, thank you, everyone.